Carol here from BlueSkyAtHome.com, and I'm back to show you another project from a maker studio. Today I'm going to show you how to use stencils and ChalkArt to make some really cool projects for your home, for gifts, for friends or family. So let me show you what I've made so far. I took a little plaque that I bought at Joann's, painted it with Rescue Restore paint in Southern Gentleman, and then I added this cute little stencil, and the color I used was Peace and Joy. I'll tell you more about ChalkArt as we go through, and then I just hung it with a little piece of kitchen twine, and I added a little bead. So I think this may be a present for one of my daughters. And then the second project, and I'm using the same stencil. This was a wooden frame that actually had at one point some succulents in that my son gave me for Mother's Day a few years ago, but I killed the succulents, so I just decided to use this again as kind of a practice project. Again, I painted the inside, the back of it, with Rescue Restore Southern Gentleman because it was really raw wood, and then once again use the stencil. So I'm going to show you how to do this today. So for this project, I just had a simple piece of wood. It actually had been previously painted, and I'd used it to practice with some different finishes. So what I did was go over it with the Rescued Restored paint, just one very, very light coat. I let it dry for about 15 minutes. Then we're going to add our stencil, and these stencils from a maker studio are totally different from anything you've seen. They're called tri-mesh stencils. They're not cut out. It's almost like a silk screen, and they come in, oh, I don't know, maybe 18 or 20 different types of stencils that are available from a maker studio. I'm going to be using the ChalkArt. Let's talk about this a little bit. I know it has the word chalk in it. It is not chalk paint. It is meant to be used to create things that look like you have drawn or written signs with chalk, but it's much more permanent if you want it to be, but it is removable if you want it to be, and it comes in more than a dozen colors. I shared on my Instagram story some of the other colors. I'll show you the ones I have. This gold metallic, which I'm planning on using for Christmas decorations. A beautiful deep blue color, if you can see that. This is called Water to My Ocean, and I can't wait to use this one. It is called Be Mine, and it's a really pretty pink, kind of a blush color. So how you use these, they come in kind of a cellophane type sleeve, and you just peel it off like this, and you want to keep the backing piece because you want to restore this. These are reusable. They can be washed and used over and over again, so keep your backing piece. Okay, so we're going to get started on this one. Okay, my Rescue Restore paint, it's in Southern Gentleman, is dry. So what I did to make sure that my stencil was somewhat centered over my piece of wood, I made a mark right here from the center this way, and a mark right here, center up and down. So I'm going to assume that somewhere right between my O and my M is centered this way, and we'll kind of just get that straight right here. So once you place your stencil where you want it, it is slightly adhesive. So you want to rub it really well so that it sticks well to whatever surface you're working with. Now this is the third time I've used this stencil, so I've washed it twice already. Okay, this way it's not going to move around, hopefully. So here is my Joy and Peace, and what I'm going to use is not a brush, but I'm just using a kind of a thick business card because we're just going to kind of whisk it on there. So I'm just going to take a little bit out like that, and I'm going to start at the top and just kind of, I'm kind of whipping. Now I'm left-handed, so I'm going right to left. You probably would go left to right if you're right-handed. Just a little bit. And just make sure that you don't go outside of the stencil. I've done that many times over the years. You can always touch up, but we'd rather not. So you want to make sure you get everything covered really well. Now, to make this easier for me, I'm going to turn it around, because it's always... I did try using a plastic pastry scraper, and that worked well, except it's really too big. So I'm going to be on the lookout for something that will work really well to apply this. Now, the beautiful thing about these stencils is if you wanted to use multiple colors, you can. And you can see as you cover all your stencil, the design comes through. So you can really make sure that you've covered everything. And you can kind of scrape up any excess, and that helps you see. Make sure you haven't missed anything. And I'm not throwing this away. I'm just going to scrape it right back into my jar. Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn it around so you can see it. And now I'm just going to take my thumbnail or lift that up in the corner and just carefully peel this back. Isn't that pretty? Okay. I can see where I got one little spot of paint, but I think I can actually take a piece of paper towel. Let me tell you real quick, I hate to interrupt this part, but I always keep paper towels when I'm doing a project. I like the kind that tear into threes because you don't use it that much. I think it's either Bounty or Scott that is very minimally paper lint, because you don't want paper lint on products. And I always keep some a spray bottle of water for just cleanups, either my hands, my brush, or any little thing like this. You could probably take even a paper towel, or excuse me, a paper clip, and just kind of clean that off a little bit. It wasn't too much. Okay. Alrighty. Now, if I wanted to, I could put this on top. Let's try that. And I'm actually going to turn it around this way so that it mimics. And I'm going to set this. This dries really fast. I don't want to touch it right now, but it is pretty much dry. And I'm just going to eyeball this. Okay. Just pat this down and come back again. Oops. Get that straight. I'm just kind of playing with this because I thought it needed a little more on top, and this gives me the opportunity. And you can see how easy it is and how versatile and how you can be creative with your stencils and your chalk art. Okay, let's see how this turned out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, not bad. It gave it a little more dimension. I think I got it a little off center. Okay. But that's how to use stencils and chalk art from a Maker Studio. So I hope you enjoyed this little demo again from a Maker Studio. I'll be showing more products, more paints, more decorative things that you can do in your own home. I will put a link to my website, blueskyathome.com, down below. If you like this and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. And if you are interested in hearing more about a Maker Studio, please let me know in the comments on my blog. Hope you have a great day and hope you enjoyed these little projects, and hopefully you'll make your house a home. Bye. Have a good day.